And we're live. That's right. It's Friday, March 29, the last Friday of March. That's it, folks. It's over. We got the weekend, and then we start right into April, and boom, slip slide right into summer. How are you? How's it going? Welcome. I'm Dave, and this is Let's Have a Chat, the Friday edition. And Fridays is always Forbes Friday, straight rip from the headlines of Forbes magazine, Forbes.com. Forbes newsletters, email newsletters. If you're not signed up to those, get them. Those are pretty cool. And they come into you every day and really chock full of information. Really great stuff. And today I have one bonus because it's from a different source, but it's such a critical and important thing, and I'll get to it at the end. So first thing, and well, if you see the description, you know what I'm going to talk about. All right, so the first thing is Wow Air. Wow Air. It's an airline, and they were, there was an upstart. They were trying to hustle. They were trying to grind. They were trying to make their thing happen. And guess what? Boom, they're out of it. They're out of the skies. They're out of the air. They don't deal in the plane business, airplane transportation business anymore. That's it. They left passengers stranded all over the place. A lot of them were scrambling. Are they going to get their money back? How are they going to get home? They got home. They got home. Things worked out, or for the most part, they're getting worked out. But what about the money? Well, the company just shut down operations. And again, why did it shut down operations? Because it proved about the one thing that everybody knows about the airline industry. And in any type of highly regulated industry that has just only a few players, and it's going to be difficult for anybody trying to come in, break through. I know this was the issue several years ago for microbreweries. And it was crazy because people were trying to break through, and of course, all that they had to go against was the big name breweries, big name beer vendors, and then the local distributors. The local distributors, or you might as well call them the local cartel, because that's truly what they are. They're not going to be. They're very difficult to get into, and they're very difficult to penetrate. They're difficult to even allow a conversation. So for the microbrews, they had to be their own. They had to be their own manufacturer, distributor, salespeople, the whole nine yards. And it was a struggle. Now it's more accepted. People are looking for those microbrews, but back in the late 90s, early 2000s, that was a whole different ballgame. And yes, sure, those cartels still exist. And I'm talking about the distributors. They still exist. But again, it's such a highly regulated industry. It's very tight to get in. It's difficult to get in. And if you're not already in, you're basically cancel it. And that's what happened here to Wow Air. They suffered from, well, what they know is in the airline industry, it's constant maintenance, constant work, and it's a constant shuffle, especially if you want to be flying from point A to point B constantly on a set schedule. It's a lot of cost. So already the money is being drained from the organization. It's low margins, meaning because that money is being drained, a low margin means that there's little profit because you still have to pay the employees, the ground crew. You have to pay for that space at that local airport. You can't just pull up and say, oh, by the way, I'm going to be here every day at 5 o'clock, a different plane. No, you'll end up at the end of the tarmac over there by runway and hope that your passengers can run fast enough before the next plane comes in for a landing. So that's what I'm getting at. So no, you still have to pay for that. You have to pay for that space. They have to pay for that space. It's just not like they can just show up. And then obviously the other one is the hostile competition. These guys are in it to win it. They're in there for every seat. And if they can cram more seats in an airplane, they will. But guess what? They also expect to fill those seats. And that's why they cram more seats in an airplane, because they expect to fill them. So this new player is on the scene. Well, guess what happens? That's right. That cartel, the airline cartel, start squeezing them and margining them out and pushing them aside. No, we need more airlines. We need more aircraft going to this airport. We need more aircraft going to that airport. And because Wow Air showed where the need was, these others were able to quickly expand and go on their brand to go and fill in the gap. So folks, again, be careful. Upstarts, startups, young entrepreneurs, first time starting business, don't be afraid, but understand it is going to be difficult, especially in those industries that are highly regulated and there's very few participants in that organization, in that market. So, and just be careful. It can do it. It can happen. But I mean, that's what happened to Southwest. That's how they made it. That's how they made it. So again, be careful. All right, the other thing I want to talk about, Basel World 2019. If you've never heard of Basel World, that's okay. I'm about to tell you, it's real simple. It's an annual thing. It's an annual event that goes on where all these watchmakers, you know, the watchmakers from all over the world, high-end, low-end, upcoming, incoming, outgoing, you know, this is our swan song or this is our premier item, whatever. They all get together once a year and they talk about the industry and where it's going, what's happening. And they also get an opportunity to show off their new wares, their new product. And folks, I've seen these products here that they're talking about, and I'm impressed. The only bad thing behind it is that there's like an 8,000, oh, I'm sorry, under 8,000, which is $7,990 for a Breitling watch that looks, feels exactly like a Timex, a $45 Timex. And you know what? Well, it'd be nice to be wearing the Breitling on my wrist. You know what? I will go for the Timex each and every time because it's proven itself. It has proven itself. And because of that, you know, they're trying to give that look and feel of other brands, of other names, of other types, of other, carry over that experience. But again, the dollar amount, the price to enter, yes, it shows a status. But again, ultimately Timex and those brands, the Swatch and others like them, they're going to win out because again, they're able to be a little bit more flexible. They're a little bit able they're able to deliver quality products, mind you. They're still quality products. I have Timexes that are years and years old, still run. Seiko, I have a Seiko, and again, that Seiko runs the gamut in the price point, but it's a quality product. And we expect the Breitlings, we expect the Rolexes, the Patek Philippe, and the Bulgari, and of course the Chanel. And I thought they made perfume, but now they're in the watch business, so I don't know. That's where I kind of, same thing with Bulgari. It's like, wait, I thought they did perfume or cologne for men, but I guess not. Anyway, so be on the lookout for that. Great stuff coming, but again, sometimes you just have to stick with what's tried, true, and trusted. And every once in a while, they will shake it up and expect that from an organization like Timex, because again, time is relevant. And it's relevant to everyone. Okay, folks, the last thing I want to talk about is NASA, the National Aeronautics and Space Administration. They've been hyping the spacewalk. It was going to be the first time ever that 2 female astronauts are going to be performing a spacewalk outside in space by themselves, the 2 of them. It was being highly promoted, and guess what? Well, it's canceled. That part is canceled. I mean, the spacewalk's still taking place. One half of the duo cannot make it outside because, check this out, there's no spacesuit. What the hell kind of shenanigans is that? There's no spacesuit for this individual. That she can't perform the spacewalk because the suits that are there don't fit her. What if there's this situation? What if there's an incident? Okay, well, you know what? I declare shenanigans, and NASA, I'm declaring shenanigans on you. Why? And the Russian, same thing. Everybody involved with this, shenanigans. And I'll tell you why. Because I guarantee it, I know it, and they tout this, and they expound on it, they brag about it, they're out there constantly. They know to the exact date and how many and how much it weighs and everything, up to 6 months early before a resupply launch. They know exactly how many tortillas are going to go in that resupply capsule to send up to the people up at the International Space Station. They know exactly how many apples are going to go up in there. They know exactly how many cookies are going to go up in there. They couldn't have thrown an extra spacesuit. They didn't know there was going to be a spacewalk. Shenanigans, and you know it, and I know it, and that's just nonsense. And it's not a conspiracy theory. It's the deal. Because again, these people have set themselves to a standard of 6 months out. We know exactly how many M&Ms are going to be in that little bag, because space is limited and weight is essential. Obviously, it doesn't matter up in space, but taking off, weight is essential. Folks, it's crazy. How do you forget to put a spacesuit on the resupply ship? How do you forget to do that? That's just like, so what happens now? What if there's an emergency and they have to evacuate? What happens to that one astronaut? She better be right by that ship where she needs to be, that escape module. Otherwise, goodbye to her, because there's no spacesuit for her. So folks, that's my rant. That's my Friday Forbes, or Forbes Friday. I'm Dave Guerra. Thank you for watching. Thanks for being with me all this week. I hope you had a great week. Hope you have an even better weekend. And guess what? We'll see you on Monday. Even though it's April Fool's, this fool will be here on Monday. So have a great weekend. We'll talk to you soon. Take care. As soon as I hit this end, have a great weekend. Peace.